Sonic the Hedgehog is a franchise owned by Sega, but what if that wasn't the case? What's going on, guys? It's SONICSTA, and in today's video I'm going to discuss with you what if Sonic the Hedgehog was owned by Nintendo. Now, per usual, before I jump off into it, if you guys like this kind of content, please remember to hit that like and subscribe, but it also wouldn't hurt to turn on that post notifications bell, that way you never miss a video. But with that all out of the way, let's just jump right off into it. Okay, so as you probably already know, Sega and Nintendo were huge rivals in the 1990s. Nintendo and Sega were two heavy-hitting industries in the gaming community. This ongoing rivalry spawned the console wars. Now, this console war was so important in the video game history because you can argue that this laid the foundations for what we know as video games today. Now, by this point, you probably know that Nintendo won the console wars, and that led to Sega becoming a third-party game developer. Basically meaning Sega would develop games for Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo consoles. Oh, and also Stadia too. But here's where my scenario comes in. What if after the events of the console wars, Sega decided to hand over their most iconic IP to the winners of the console wars, Nintendo? What if Sonic was a first-party Nintendo IP? What would this franchise even look like if Nintendo owned Sonic? Well, first and foremost, let's take a look at what Sega does for Sonic the Hedgehog. First and foremost, with Sega, we get tons of variety. Now, of course, we have the Sonic spin-off games and the Sonic mainline games. We also get Sonic in all sorts of different forms like movies, TV shows, and comic books as well. Sega kinda does a lot for Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, there was a point in time where it felt like we were getting 2 games every single year. But not only in the gaming industry did Sega offer something for everyone, they also gave us a whole lot in just other sorts of medias. Needless to say, there's a lot of opportunity to become a Sonic fan. The Sonic the Hedgehog franchise also gets tons of merchandise. Shoes, watches, backpacks, toys, you name it, he's pretty much already got it. Oh, and who could forget the Sonic the Hedgehog G Fuel? But to cap it all off, we also get Sonic the Hedgehog fan games. Now, of course, that was just a very brief summary of all the things that Sega allows Sonic to do. Honestly and truly, I probably did miss a few things, but I think that was a pretty good recap of all that Sega does. But now let's get to the reason why you clicked on this video. What if Nintendo owned Sonic? Okay, so the last big home run hitting Sega console was the Dreamcast, released in September 9th, 1999 in North America. So it would have been after the release of this console where Sega would have given the ownership of Sonic the Hedgehog to Nintendo. So after this, it's likely that Nintendo would have ported over the amazing Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2. I mean, Sega did this as well, so this is really no big surprise. However, after that, I do believe that Sonic the Hedgehog would have been in Super Smash Bros. Melee. Instead of Brawl, this would be Sonic's first appearance in the Super Smash Bros. Series. Now, this can be said because Yuji Naka claimed that it was possible to include Sonic in Super Smash Bros. Melee. Shigeru Miyamoto and Masahiro Sakurai were also on board with this idea as well. However, due to time constraints, this just did not happen. I am a firm believer that if Nintendo was given full and complete ownership of Sonic the Hedgehog, they definitely would have found a way to put him in this game. Continuing with the likes of Super Smash Bros., I also don't believe it's that far out to believe that there would have been more Sonic characters in the whole Smash Bros. Series. If you look at the game Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, we see that Sonic has 2 available assist trophies from his series. One of them is Knuckles and one of them is Shadow. But not only that, but Sonic the Hedgehog is the only third-party character to have 2 stages for 1 character. To me, this kind of shows that the love for Sonic the Hedgehog is there, it's just not enough. With all that being said, I believe Sonic the Hedgehog is one of the worst represented characters in Smash Bros. However, I don't believe that would be the case if Nintendo owned the property. Moving on, however, I want to talk a bit about the Sonic games. Now, to be totally honest, it's really hard to tell what these games would look like considering they'd be developed by an entirely different team. Basically meaning new stories, new characters, and an entirely different outlook on the series. With that being said, however, I do not believe Sonic the Hedgehog will be taking a backseat to anybody. Now, this isn't to say that Sonic would become the mascot of Nintendo because that's just not going to happen. But either way, Sonic is such a big franchise and a big name that I don't think Nintendo would just stupidly throw it away. Sonic was and always will be a money-making IP. Not only that, but he was the only character to really put a contention to Super Mario. Now, I'm not entirely sure Sonic the Hedgehog would continue to get yearly games, but I do believe that the variety would still be there. We probably would have some sort of 2D Sonic games, 3D Sonic games, although I do not believe that they would be classic related. If Nintendo owns Sonic, I do not believe we would have the conception of multiple versions of Sonic. Every iteration of this character will be treated as one name and one name only, Sonic. This might limit variety a bit considering we won't have classic games anymore, but we might still have the 2D Sonic games that we know as like Sonic Rush and Sonic Advanced. Again, it's really hard to tell which direction they would go in with Sonic the Hedgehog considering they've never actually made a Sonic game before. However, it is believed that Sonic Colors was a game that was meant to attract Mario fans, so I guess if you like Sonic Colors, you might like what Nintendo had in store. Now, Nintendo did not directly work on this game, so this is 100% just speculation. I mean, this whole video is speculation, so take everything as you will. But either way, let's move on to some of the other non-mainline Sonic games. Firstly, we're probably not going to see any Sonic Riders or any other Sonic racing games. Seeing as though there's no first-party IP that Nintendo owns in recent years that had a racing game aside from Mario Kart, I don't really see Sonic getting that luxury. Now, of course, we have the F-Zero series and Kirby Air Ride, but even still, it's been kind of a long time since we had stuff like that. However, I do believe that Sonic the Hedgehog could make an appearance in a Mario Kart game. Seeing as though Sonic and Mario have crossed over multiple times before, there really isn't a conflict of interest. And the thing is, on these terms, Sega and Nintendo actually had to work things out, but if Nintendo owned Sonic straight up, there wouldn't have to be any negotiation. If Nintendo wanted Sonic in a Mario Kart game, they could just put him in without any problems. With that being said, I also wouldn't be surprised to see Sonic in multiple Mario Party games. In summary, Sonic games would probably get released on a bi-yearly basis. We would probably get Sonic games on a 2D or 3D variety with only using modern Sonic. I'm not totally sure if there'd be a heavy emphasis on story, but going off of Sonic Adventure 1 and Adventure 2, I'm sure Nintendo would probably try to follow that format. Just because they don't go that hard with Mario does not mean they won't go that hard with Sonic. We see them emphasize story on series like Metroid and The Legend of Zelda. Sonic wouldn't have a ton of his own spin-off games, but probably be more focused on being in Mario's. And lastly, but most obviously, Sonic would not be on any other consoles but Nintendo. Okay, so that should finish up the gaming department. Now let's move on to other medias. First and foremost, we're not getting a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, or at least not yet. Seeing as though the first Super Mario movie did not do as good as Nintendo would have hoped, they stopped making movies and all sorts of other entertainment. However, not until recently did we find out that Nintendo is actually going to have a Mario movie released in 2022. Bottom line is, if Mario's not getting a movie, I don't see Sonic getting one either. I mean, Nintendo did recently just express interest in actually making animation, so Sonic could have probably got one later down the line, but it wouldn't have been as recent as we would have hoped. With that being said, we probably have a whole lot less Sonic merch. Now, to be totally honest, we didn't have a whole lot of Sonic movie merch, but even Sonic merch in general might be just a bit sparse. One of the biggest pieces of Nintendo merch actually comes from this company called Jakks Pacific, which they make Nintendo figures, specifically only Mario figures. Now, originally Jakks had a line called World of Nintendo where they create an entirety of Nintendo figures, but now they've only centered around Mario figures, calling it Super Mario instead. Sonic may have had figures in the World of Nintendo line, but considering that they went to the Super Mario line now and dropped World of Nintendo, we would have probably not seen a whole bunch of Sonic merch now. We also probably wouldn't have the Sonic G Fuel or GE merchandise. I mean, we probably would have had a couple of Sonic Amiibo when it first came out, but that's really about it. Another thing too is we probably wouldn't have the Archie comics or the IDW comics. A little while ago, the artists and illustrators for the Archie Sonic comics approached Nintendo with an idea to create the Super Mario comics. It was said that this comic series was supposed to cross over with Sonic and Mega Man, but obviously Nintendo expressed very minimal interest in this and thus it did not happen. However, it is still slightly in the realm of possibility considering The Legend of Zelda and also the likes of Splatoon had mangas before. The last thing that's really worth noting here is fan games. Now, by now you probably know that Nintendo is famous for releasing all sorts of cease and desist orders if you use their characters and make money off of them, or even just use their characters in general. Like I said before, Sega doesn't mind when we use their characters in a non-monetary way to convey some sort of story or some sort of fan game. However, if Nintendo owns Sonic, Sonic would probably get the exact same treatment as every single other video game character that Nintendo owns. Basically what I'm saying is we're not gonna see any Sonic fan games. Now again, this is entirely assuming that Sonic is owned by Nintendo and not an independent party that only has Nintendo games. This would be similar to the likes of Pokemon games where they only release on Nintendo products but still function independently. Now this is not an entirely foreign concept to Sonic the Hedgehog, considering he kind of did this on the stretch of Sonic Lost World all the way to Sonic Boom. Nevertheless, Sonic would still be a Nintendo exclusive. But anyway, that is entirely what I believe it would be like if Nintendo owned Sonic. Hey everyone, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video, and now I want to ask you guys, what do you think it would be like if Nintendo owned Sonic? Again, what I described in the entirety of this video is just my opinions and mere speculation. Now of course, Sonic is still and always will be probably a Sega property. I won't lie to you, I really do like the way that Sega handles this character because of how much variety he really has. With the whole Sonic franchise having a whole bunch of games, movies, TV shows, and all sorts of other things really makes the whole franchise much more attractive. Amassing this much variety really makes Sonic as a character much easier to gravitate to. Admittedly, it would be really cool to see Sonic characters better represented in Smash Bros, as well as Sonic having more crossovers with Mario. However, I really don't want to throw away all Sega brings to the table in favor of this. But those are just my thoughts on the matter. Again, let me know all of your thoughts down in the comment section down below. And like I said earlier, if you like this video, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Again, it really helps me and my channel out a ton. If you want to see more awesome Sonic the Hedgehog content, I suggest you check out some of my other videos. One last thing before I go here is I want to take the time to shout out some of my amazing channel members. Thank you all so much for your relentless support and endless motivation. Without you guys, it's really hard to tell if these videos would even be possible. If you want to become a member of my channel, there'll be more information in the description down below. But with all that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and this is your boy SONICSTA signing out. Have a blessed day, y'all.
Why are you playing that trash?